Welcome back to Tabletop Titans. This is our recap and Q&A show where we answer all your burning questions, both Warhammer and otherwise. We just got off the back of a kind of a long game.
Yeah.
Tau, you're playing Dalith Sept.
Yep.
Against Drukhari, what we think is set up to be one of the best things against Tau. Everybody's been asking, how do you beat Tau? They seem so good.
Yeah.
John, how do you beat Tau?
Drukhari still got it, man. A lot of obscuring, a lot of staging areas with player place terrain. Mm-hmm. You're more bound to have those great placements of just sitting behind line of sight and hopefully not dying it super quick. And then also being very aggressive, tagging into objectives, being super annoying, tying you up, killing your utility as quick as possible was huge. And yeah, maximizing all your little units. No spoilers. It's a good game.
Yeah.
Drukhari took it away at the end. Did you have any MVPs?
Wow, did you just say no spoilers and then say the answer?
Yeah. Well, I guess I should. There should have been like a pause.
Yeah.
A little bit. Hopefully you guys.
That's not how you do that.
Hopefully you guys.
No
clicked.
spoilers. Dumbledore dies at the end. Like that's not how that works.
There was like a little bit of buffer area.
There was a little bit of.
All right.
I think he's okay.
If you haven't caught on, we're gonna spoil. This is a recap show. We're gonna talk about the show.
Yeah.
So if you haven't watched it, stop.
I think
Also, it's too late. But
we've passed that.
Go back, watch the stream, then come and enjoy this recap where we go over the game we just played. Zach, what did you think about that game?
Yeah, it was great. I think I'm 40K rusty, and John's an incredible player.
Yeah.
And so I'm a little rusty. I'm not the best representative of this codex yet. I probably never will be the best representative of the codex, but
That's fair.
I do think even still being rusty, you see, like at the end, towards the end, it starts getting scary.
Yeah.
The question is, in my game with Adrian Tuesday, I didn't push out early enough, but I think your list actually has the ability to keep me pinned in a little bit.
Right, like I actually punish you for pushing out too early,
Right.
and then I push out early myself and really suffocate you on the primary.
And I think when you're playing with Tau, you do need to start going out early. But I will say the train is going to be a big thing against like fast melee armies.
Yeah.
Because
the train was huge in this.
right, like either I can, and every time you put a piece down in the middle of the board, it's like cool. Okay, we don't want Tau to wipe out Drukhari on the other side. Mm-hmm. But when you put that piece down, it's also saying, cool, Drukhari can come land here,
stage,
and then stage, and then next
and then
turn
jump out and be annoying.
So it's a bummer because it's Adrian has been saying we're learning how to balance this army on the stream, and I think that's part of the problem.
That's a big one.
We put this here. It does.
What do you think? What fixes that? Just less ruins, or maybe like windows?
Well,
we can touch in.
The scary part is if we fix it too much, then
there's too
it's
there's
the other
too
way.
shooting
Then
lanes.
I shoot you off the board turn two, right?
Here's something I'll say, Zach, and I don't know if you'll agree with this, but I think, because I know you like deep striking basically everything, but I think if you start the crisis on the board, you have more firepower turn one. Noticeably more firepower turn one.
Yeah.
And turn two, you were screened out. You couldn't come down anyway.
That's true.
So you have your firepower turn 1 and 2. There wasn't much alive turns 1 and 2 after you're done shooting, but there was some stuff. There were raiders. There were things sitting around that were able to pick up some utility later.
Yeah.
And as that kept going, turns 3, 4, 5, there started to be a lot of stuff that didn't die. So I think if you start the crisis suits on the board, you have a lot more threat potential.
Yeah, it's true. And it also kind of depends on the weapons. We only had some indirect fire. It was a unit of broadsides. That's kind of a lot of some indirect fire.
Sure.
We know that, I know you're like talking about airburst frag, crisis squads.
It's going to be dumb.
So it's weird. We have to learn to balance it because we can take a ton more out of line of sight shooting.
Right.
But now we have another problem.
Well, now, I mean, I think it's outside of strictly competitive, like we're going to play the top stuff. I think no line of sight Tau just makes bad games.
Well, a little bit's okay. I would toss out that the amount I had today was probably
totally fine.
Yeah.
When the list is designed to shoot out of line of sight, when that's the goal of the list, when you have a Sky Ray that's going to spend the strat every turn, you have 2x5 airburst frag crisis suits, you have a full unit of broadsides, that's too much. That's oppressive and unfun and uninteractive.
There's like utility efficiency like shooting, and then there's just oppressive no LOS.
Right.
Makes sense.
So I think it's unlikely we'll play that certainly we're not going to play it often. We might play it once or twice.
Yeah.
In like a year.
Well, here's what is fun. We have so much Tau here. I have a huge collection. We have Brian's collection here.
So much Tau.
We know we'll be playing this army about as frequently as we play Grey Knights.
Grey Knights or Drukhari or
Yeah, so we can try all the things. I have three more broadsides sitting
with railguns. We got to get railsides out.
And the missiles, so we can do crazy out of line of sight shooting and still have them on broadsides. Which you were starting to ask me. I think they're probably my MVP.
Broadsides?
Broadsides?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for
Not
sure.
the Vespid?
Right?
Well,
dude, they did not die. I thought they would be like, oh, they're gonna come down, do the thing, and then die.
I definitely misused the Vespid, but I'm also just rusty on the missions, and the missions are new.
They're so weird, right? This is my second game with Knockmoon,
Yeah.
and it's just so strange to me. Like, I don't know how the math works. Like, I don't know if I should be focusing on primary. Today I focused on primary, like hardcore.
Yeah.
But against Brian, I focused on primary and totally got wrecked. So I have no idea. Or secondaries technically count for more now?
I think it's a mission by mission thing because the primaries are now so different. Only getting 4 per, meaning you only get 8 when you get 2.
Most times, yeah.
Pretty common. So you're only going to get 8 instead of 10. 8 of your 15 possible. You're trying to get 45 with 4 8s. You're not even close, right?
Yeah.
You're 32. You're short a lot. So playing to the bonus on the mission is a big deal now. And we saw that both games,
can't just
the
ignore
bonus
it.
are huge.
Yeah.
So I think the more we play the 2022 pack, the more we're going to see a skill ceiling on like playing those weird bonus primaries while also doing the new secondaries.
Yeah. However, the broadsides they're just good. And honestly, what was kind of interesting about them is they're almost like this bully unit. They just start walking out. Like I was like, hey, at this point, I probably waited too long again to do that. But at this point, it's like, hey, these guys can just like start walking into the middle of the battlefield.
Right. Whatever they see, it's dead. If I charge into them, that unit's dead.
And they're tough.
Yeah,
they're
I can't kill them. Yeah.
it's good. Shield drones, folks, still a thing.
So good.
Still so good.
So good.
And way less annoying and broken, but still good.
Still good.
Right. They don't seem unfair now.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, you get some extra wins with 4-up inbounds.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Occasionally they'll jump in the way like they used to, but not like once.
Yeah.
It's once per turn they're going to jump in the way they used to, and they guaranteed die when it happens.
Yeah, you do
more
still
field of pain.
savior protocols. I do think I played my my marker drones a little poorly as well.
Right, you're kind of chasing things a little bit.
They should have actually hung out near the commanders to do savior protocols for them. And then my
then you would have your 5 points to the last, maybe.
I'd have 5 more points from that. Yeah, probably. What about you, John? What's your MVP?
Dude.
I know what I think your MVP is, but what do you think your MVP was?
I think I know
Witches?
what you were going to say.
Or Hellions. Hellions?
No,
Witches?
Hellions were not
The
MVP.
Hellions were scary, and actually, in a way, they really did pin me in turn 1.
Right, I kind of distracted you and like kind of opened up the field for like a strong turn 2 or 3. Something like that.
Right, and I would submit, as we said over in the other show, that if the game went to turn 6, maybe I win.
Yeah,
right. But there's no turn 6.
Yeah.
But the Hellions kept me back.
Yeah.
Right. So like,
I think the
whether I
Bloodbrides,
should've
if
or
it's a
not.
specific unit, Bloodbrides,
That's it. Yeah.
totally got
That's
money.
it. Yeah.
Total like value back, 100%.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you didn't have Bloodbrides, if it was just Witches, if they didn't have the upgrade,
Yeah,
I think you get tabled turn 5. And Zach wins.
for sure.
Interesting.
Hey,
Because
even though the witches got nerfed, still really good.
the inability to fall back really screwed you.
It did
Multiple times.
It absolutely did. They were scary, and I did not do what I needed to do against them, and I won't make that mistake again. You know, you got to screen.
That's crazy. Imagine if that one guy was alive, the Bloodbrides would have lasted one more turn.
The Pathfinder.
At least one more turn.
At least one more.
They just touched something else. Because now everything's infantry. You can lock everything in combat.
Yeah.
It's always been big with Tau, but since Tau was such like a rare matchup, it just never came up a lot.
Yeah.
But it's like a whip that doesn't let you fall back. You have almost no vehicles, or no vehicles, right?
In this list, none.
Yeah, and so everything just works on it. I could use it on like broadsides or anything like that.
And in most Tau lists, I think like the vehicles aren't going to be what's scary. So yeah, it's gonna be a good tool.
Yeah, Bloodbrides.
Well, it was a very cool game. I think we're all still learning the limits of Tau.
Right.
It's a weird book. It plays in ways. A lot of people are pointing out like we keep saying it's an oppressive book. We're trying to engineer interesting games Whereas if we just took a random army off the shelf, like if we took Space Marines off the shelf against Tau, it's almost impossible for us to make an interesting game of this new Tau book against Space Marines.
Sure.
They're just so good specifically against things like Space Marines.
I played a game with Brett. Brett and I are a pretty similar level, I think, as to our play level.
Black Templars?
I would say Brett's a little stronger of a player than me, and even with a 5-up invuln save, it was over in turn 4. He just picked everything up.
That's crazy.
Just a lot of Ubers just coming in, picking folks up.
You know, at some point you should probably like call taxis and then
Taxis.
you can get like in bulk. You can get several taxis. You're like, hey, I need 4 taxis at this place.
Taxis are pricey, but if you get a lot, that's the way.
But it's not any cheaper, but they'll all arrive at once.
Okay.
You're like, hey, I need 4 taxis, and 4 taxis.
I mean, people just need to get picked up, so it doesn't matter how they get picked up. They can call their parents for all I care. They're just gonna need a ride back to the
Lyft,
shelf.
Uber, in-laws, whatever.
In-laws, doesn't matter.
Girlfriend.
Listen, we actually do have a little bit of mail to open.
Oh, do we really?
It's that red bubble bag right there.
Okay.
Oh.
Should I grab it?
Yeah, grab it.
We're doing mail time?
You're the one most tall enough to be able to just reach and not have to get up.
That's a pretty long
He
reach.
didn't have to get up, guys. He could have just...
It has been noticed we are all in our matching.
Yeah, that's why
It's our new shirt.
And
excited, yeah.
not coordinated.
not coordinated.
No?
This is just I was just loving
Just
this
have it.
shirt.
It's a nice shirt.
It was our Friday shirt for LVO. Mm-hmm. It was great.
I was out of sync with everybody. There was like a matching shirt plan. Not only did I not have half of the shirts,
Yeah, you said
but the one I had I didn't wear on the right day. So I was just...
on Friday you were like, oh, I'm just gonna wear the purple shirt. I was like, oh, cool. I'll bring the purple shirt. I'm pretty sure we're wearing this shirt, but I'll bring both. You didn't even have the right purple shirt.
I didn't have... Look, you guys had all these shirts I don't have. I was like, I kind of felt a little
It was
left
like
out.
the other purple shirt.
I felt a little left out. And then you guys were like, you're wearing the wrong shirt. And I was like, what? I don't have that shirt. It was just salt in the wound. That hurt. But I think Adrian said this is on our Teespring now. I'm not sure. Did he say that?
Could be a lie.
Am I making that
I
up?
have no idea.
Check out
I
our
hope it
Teespring,
is.
teespring.com/Tabletop Titans. We're shilling all the merch today.
I love this shirt.
What do you got? You want me to open it?
Oh, you open it.
I know what this is.
Actually know who this is from. This is from Meg.
It's from Meg.
Yeah.
It is. It's from Redbubble. Redbubble makes things.
Technically, it's from Redbubble.
It's from Redbubble. Redbubble sent us
But
this.
specifically from Meg. And I know the Redbubble wrapping because I got a lot of Peter the Falcon branded stuff.
Oh, am I supposed to reach into the bag?
Just reach in the bag and take one.
Oh, okay, cool.
They're all the same, and we'll have
Just one.
We'll have to size it out. But
Oh my God.
it's this again. Meg loves this.
So for those of you who saw the apron, the Hobby Titans apron with all of us on it, this is the same pattern, but on shirts. So now we can
look
go out in public
Truly
looking
terrifying.
really just
really scare people.
horrifying.
Where's John in this shirt?
Could you
John,
imagine like wearing this to the gym?
John is along the bottom.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Boy, this is
Right here.
It's quite a pattern.
this is going to be a rough shirt to wear.
Yeah, I don't
People are going to love it though.
know what occasion on which I would wear this shirt.
Well, we're going to wear it to events.
Are we?
Of course. Why wouldn't we?
God.
Well, I think it might be damaging to the brand in some ways.
I don't think so.
I think it might
What?
not be the
No.
best thing to wear in public.
You just see like my lower jaw on your shoulder. It's kind of terrifying.
I like it.
Just
Oh, like both your
bottom of John's
both your
face.
shoulders. We'll just have my bottom jaw.
Isn't this to me, Brian is just like terrifying in this picture. This is just like, there he is over there.
It's like one of those things where it's like upper half, I will murder you, and then like
Yeah.
bottom half, really nice,
Yeah.
really nice guy.
Thank you, Meg. These are great, and we will wear them to events. I have no idea why Bridger thinks pictures of our faces, which, by the way, guess where our faces are usually? On our face. Everyone sees them all the time. Pictures of our faces won't be damaging to our brand.
but here's the thing, Zach.
yeah,
Cursed John comes from wrinkled folds
That's true.
in the apron. You know what you're going to have all day at an event is wrinkles and folds all over your shirt. Every picture you're in has cursed entire Tabletop
Yeah.
Titans team.
All cursed.
Not the best branding. Doesn't represent us super well. I will wear it. But
your
I think
face
it's-
being on a shirt and it's folded. It's like, oh, who are these guys?
you've seen Cursed John.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then
Speaks for
then
itself.
the real John will be right there, and people can be like, is that what John? It's John. That's not.
I'll like distort my face a little bit. Oh, I
Yeah.
see it now.
All right, well, with that, I think we're done talking about the game. I think we're ready to answer some questions.
Super chats!
Oh boy, my eyes. All right, we're going to get through this. Thank you, Kate and Scouts Vids. I play fluffy sallies and struggle against really fast armies a lot. I've seen you guys play very fast armies before, but you don't usually get more than half your army into melee turn 1. What size maps do you like to play on? So we play on the standard 60-inch by 44-inch board.
Yep.
We also are very cautious often. So either John or Adrian, well, Adrian's in almost every show. And the shows that Adrian's not in, John is almost always in.
Yeah.
Both of you are very careful players. You're very cautious.
Always considering.
You tend not to frontline deploy your army.
Yep.
Which means turn 1 charges are almost impossible. If you don't deploy on the line, you usually can't get charged.
Very few armies can charge you that turn 1 if you're not online.
Right.
Tyranids maybe being one of them.
Because there's a 24-inch no man's land, so short of double moving and charging, can't really do it.
Yep.
And the only double move left in the game, I guess Warp Time still exists. Craftworld still has it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Caden Scouts, if you're getting charged frequently in turn 1 and you in your play group, I would suggest that you reconsider how you're doing terrain, but also how you're deploying. And yeah, on the standard size map, really turn 1, frankly, is usually the fastest turn we play most often.
Yeah.
It's just a movement turn. You shouldn't be getting turn 1 charged that often.
No. Yeah, I mean, with a 24-inch no man's land, which is standard, that's very hard to get a charge off.
Yeah, the game has, I think, been designed that way, and oftentimes units that can accomplish that aren't that don't hit that hard.
Or it's only one unit.
Or it's only one
because
unit.
only one unit double move.
And you can then kind of screen correctly or say, like, all right, I'm going to have to lose this, but...
Yeah. And he's sallies as well, so if he's playing against a melee-oriented army that doesn't have a ton of shooting, feel free to deploy in a terrain piece where you have line of sight to everything and just overwatch, right?
Yeah.
You should have flamers sallies.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you're right. If you have to deploy a little bit back, obviously you still want to be relevant throughout the game. I know it's a fluffy casual game probably, but still think...
If it's fluffy and casual, but your opponents are routinely turn 1 charging you might need to set up a flamer wall to just send a message.
Upgrade the list a little bit.
It's a deterrent. Yeah. That's right.
But what I'm trying to say is think about your turns before they happen, right? In your deployment, you should be thinking about what your plan is, turns 1, 2, 3, to really optimize points, right?
And also consider, what do I do if I go first? What do I do if I go second? Those are both very different scenarios that you have to consider when deploying. And that's kind of the toughest part about deployment these days.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, I mean, Salamander's very fluffy to bring flamers. I wouldn't feel bad about.
Yeah, don't feel bad about it. It's literally your fluffs, yeah.
And they're not, like, flame aggressors are not broken. Nobody thinks flame aggressors are too good.
Right.
Just bring it. And then when he charges you, torch him.
Torch him.
Alrighty, thanks, Chris. Black Templar idea. You ready? I don't know which of you this is aimed at, but I'm aiming this at one of you. All right, we have an HQ chaplain on bike. VCD. Am I reading that right? VCD. Very cool dude.
Veteran. Something.
No, it's a very cool dude.
Cool.
We have troops. 1 Primaris Crusader squad with 10 fists.
Firstborn.
No, that says fist.
I know, but they mean first.
10 Firstborn Crusaders with Melta and Plasma Gun.
Yeah. 6
Assault Intercessors. So that's the only 2. So this must be not a battalion, but
a patrol?
A patrol. This is a patrol because it only has 2 troops and 1 HQ. Then we have elite 2 5-man Vanguard Vet squads, 4 Blade Guard with Apothecary, 1 Redemptor, and in heavy we have Repulsor Executioner and 1 Whirlwind. I would not put a Repulsor Executioner in this army.
If you're going for comp, yes. I agree.
Even if you're going fluffy, that is not fluffy for Black Templars. They don't.
Sure.
They don't roll that way. Land Raiders, yes.
It's definitely not optimal either.
Repulsor Executioner, no. That thing has a tiny transport capacity. What kind of party bus is a Repulsor Executioner? It's not. But Templars are all about the party bus.
Yeah.
A Venerable Chaplain Dread.
Or
no way.
Melody suggested Volkite Contemptor Dread.
not an HQ slot, but Venerable.
No, it's Chris right there.
The
Yeah,
Chap Dread is
Chris.
it is
Venerable Chaplain. Okay.
Legends.
Legends,
but it
yeah.
is an HQ. That thing's mean.
Yeah.
That thing's got put in Legends for a reason. It's brutal. There's really no fair way to play a Chaplain Dreadnought, but they are thematic for Templars. So I'm with you there.
Yeah.
And now I think the Executioner is okay because you kind of got to hamstring yourself to make up for the Chaplain Dreadnought.
I see. Yeah. Sure.
That thing's busted.
Look, I will say, I like the Whirlwind. Big fan of the Whirlwind.
Yeah.
I love the Fight Last. Really cool with Space Marines. So underused, and especially when you're playing like a very kind of melee-oriented chapter. Whirlwind's amazing.
I think it's going to come back.
Dude, it has to come back. Please come
I
back.
think the Whirlwind's coming back.
Or was
Did
it?
its points change in... I hope it went down because it was too expensive before.
I don't think so.
But even if it's too expensive now, Space Marines just need some out of line of sight shooting to
Totally.
do anything now.
I don't think they'll take it for the damage though. But yeah, it doesn't really do much. I guess it could be cool against like infantry now. I guess
Right.
strike squads.
Small squads of 5 things,
Yeah.
5 models.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
Especially in a world where, taking a squad from 5 down, a troop squad from 5 down to 3 or 2 kind of means something with R&D.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, that's
that's
going
going to be
Good
like a
thing.
bigger.
Yeah,
that's going to
for
be
sure.
a bigger thing.
Yeah,
I
it's
think.
big. Yeah.
And
You're right.
it fills some part of your backfield. It screens out your R&D
Yeah.
zones anyway.
Something that you'll probably neglect if you had a different list.
Right.
Yeah.
And it can do some of the weird bonus point actions now. Some of the bonus point actions are just anything can do it.
No new models though, huh? It's kind of
For
an
what?
older firstborn. There's some like Primaris in there, but like none of
there's
the new line.
Repulsor Executioner.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably an army this army's been around forever,
But then why not a land raider? Bro, Templars are all about land raiders, okay?
What is he gonna
If
put
this
a
is
land
an
raider?
old army, the Crusader. Oh, there's a Primaris Crusaders.
Yeah.
But then we have Firstborn Crusaders. Put them
Oh,
in
he
there.
does have. Okay, I just wasn't paying attention. Okay, cool.
Get him in the Land Raider. Because Repulsor Executioner, I'm like not about that life. Land Raider, equally nerfing yourself to make up for the Ven Dread, the Chaplain Dread that you really honestly shouldn't have because it's mean.
Don't listen.
That thing's ridiculous. Okay, 10 BS2 last cannon shots over the course of a game that you can never shoot at. You also can't charge it because it's way better in combat than you, and it will just beat your face in. And then also, it's going to shoot last cannon and then charge something else. Beat it.
Oh, you're talking about the Chaplain Dread.
Chaplain Dreads are ridiculous.
Oh yeah, for sure. No,
That thing's nuts.
I like the Repulsor.
Were you around for the Chaplain Dread?
It wasn't
Era?
It wasn't it
Hysteria?
wasn't long, right? It was like a couple months.
It wasn't long because
Yeah.
from the time that data sheet was like legal to the time it got
I think it was like
put in Legends.
SoCal to LVO. I think.
Yeah.
Right. So like October to January.
Yeah.
Was
it,
basically
it was like a 4-month span
Yeah.
Yeah.
of everybody being miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Well,
love
thank
that.
you, Chris.
Thank you,
and-
Chris.
And good luck. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Tea Time with Toby. Thanks again.
Hey.
Currently I have, wait, is this in, was this a recent? No, okay. So it's not just an extension of something else. Currently I have Vanguard Space Marine box, a captain, 2 lieutenants, 3 aggressors with flamers, 10 assault intercessors, and an ATV. What would you add for Ultramarines? Bro, get yourself a Gilliman model. He's so cool. Your army needs a centerpiece. Gilliman's a cool model. I don't even care. Get yourself Gilliman or
Yeah.
Calgar if you're more of a Calgar guy, but
Gilliman.
I like Gilliman. What do you, Gilliman or Calgar?
Is this a
I
thing?
say if
Adrian
you
asked me
want
this.
if you want something cool, I like. Oh, they already have the ATVs.
They have 1 ATV, which is already too many. But
Yeah, the ATVs.
He totally dodged
I get
back.
it. Some people like the ATV.
I
It's
do
fine.
love the ATVs.
Gilliman or Calgar?
Well, Blade Guard for just having Blade Guard
Zach.
also. Yeah.
Zach,
Yes.
you're not answering the question. Gilliman or Calgar?
Oh, Gilman or Calgar? I guess Gilman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's such a cool centerpiece.
Yeah.
Fun to
Gilliman's
build,
dope.
fun to paint, fun to play.
Although the Calgar comic was pretty dope. Really cool.
I did not like the ending. Sam I am. The fact that that was canon arbitrarily felt like a Star Wars, like a Disney type thing. Where they're
Wait,
like,
it's not canon though, right?
It is canon.
What? Adrian
Yes.
said it wasn't. Okay.
No, it's canon.
That's
Because
cool.
it's in Warhammer Plus, isn't it? Which means it's like GW sponsored.
I don't know.
It's like GW approved. I don't
crazy.
like it. Didn't like that part of the lore. I thought that was dumb.
Weird.
I'm gonna say it.
Interesting.
Calgar's dumb.
I speak my mind. Nobody ever stops me.
Thank you. Tea time with Toby.
Thank you, Toby. Just chaos.
Get
in
yourself
the
a cool
studio.
centerpiece.
Yeah. He's not wrong.
And if you don't want characters, get like a repulsor or something. Just get a cool centerpiece. Your army has no centerpiece.
Yeah.
Redemptor.
There you go.
A Redemptor.
Cool
would be,
centerpiece.
actually,
Before
Redemptor would be
Repulsor.
super Cool, yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
The bunker. Get the Hammerfall bunker.
Oh my gosh.
Cool
It's a
centerpiece.
centerpiece.
Dude,
Cool centerpiece.
it'll stay in the center because it can't move.
Thanks, Sean. Thank you for keeping me occupied while I recover in the hospital from an emergency surgery to remove my appendix. It tried to kill me. I'm glad you're doing all right.
Glad
Yeah.
you're
How'd you
okay.
survive?
Glad you
Survived.
caught it
Yeah.
or, was able to get taken care of.
Yeah.
I
I
hope it wasn't
surprisingly,
too painful.
yeah, surprisingly have not gone through any of that kind of situation
Neither have I.
yet.
Yeah, I have,
Benefits of being a little young.
like never had surgery.
Yeah, same.
True. I guess I had my tonsils removed. Is that surgery?
Yeah, I got wisdom teeth.
But does that really count?
Part of your body removed, gone in.
Yeah,
with
but like they didn't open a new hole.
It's not like invasive, right?
right
well, they stuck something into your mouth and cut out part of
into
your
an
body. and took it
existing
out.
hole, right? They didn't
Yeah,
make
yeah.
a new hole
No,
to remove
yeah.
things.
So you're
Zach,
but invasive. The word was invasive.
I poop every day.
Nope. All right. So thank you, Magnus.
This is
said
where
nothing
Adrian
wrong.
would stop us.
I'm serious about it. I'm going to Adrian this situation. Magnus says, I have 42 painted and magnetized and another 35 to build and paint. Are malignifiers -1 to hit good against Tau? Terminus asked for DPS or Dreadclaws.
Okay, so
One as many turns not being shot at. And this is a follow-up to,
he's talking about Plague Marines and the Terminus S thing.
yes.
Okay, so -1 to hit is actually not super effective against Tau because they just put Marker Lights on you and it undoes that. And the -1 to hit no longer affects the Marker Light roll.
Well, right. So what Bridger's saying is you can never go higher than +1 to hit.
Right.
But if you've given us -1 to hit, we can use 2 Marker Light tokens to still get on 3. And you saw my Pathfinders are putting crazy
Like
amounts
100
of
Marker Lights
yeah.
out. And there's nothing like the -1 doesn't stop them from putting more Marker Lights out. They're just
Right.
they're on 3s or 2s if it's
It's an action
Pathfinders.
now, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you can't. It's not a deterrent. It's not a meaningful way to stop them. A lot of people during the game were like, "Oh, why is John not using Lightning Fast? Why is John not using Lightning Fast?" Well,
So many opportunities to use lightning fast. And it just as an Eldari player, like it just clicked in my head, but like I just let it go.
Just doesn't do anything. It's not. There's no point. So there you go. So the -1 to hit thing, I don't think so. The Plague Marines. We didn't really talk extensively about this, but I think honestly, like a Plague Marine spam list where you just have a bunch of 5-mans. Chat did the math. The cheapest possible list with 70 Plague Marines, 1,900 points.
Whoa.
It's a thing. Could do it.
My issue with Plague Marines is I just think that against Tau, it's going to end up being quite an Uber bill. You're going to end up owning Uber a lot.
Taking a lot of Ubers, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
but
because
that's part of the design of the
that's the
list.
design.
That's the goal. Is like these are all gonna die, and I know it, but I think that at the end of turn 5, I will still have some
It's
models.
like 180 racks, you know? You kind of just
Right.
walk up the board, do your missions, and then die. you know?
It's the less obnoxious version of that.
Magnus, on Tuesday's game against Adrian, spoilers. Okay, I had a little over 1,500 points left at the end of the game. He had about 3 models, and he won by a few points. I'm new to the Codex. I've been playing AOS for months. You know, if I had walked out,
You have to read chat.
no, not reading chat. If I had walked out a little earlier and done my thing, I guess what I'm getting at is, I think you can get tabled by a good Tau player with this list still, and you're not gonna have any models turn 4, and you're gonna be in trouble if you can't move block and you can't hurt me. Quite frankly, if I'm not afraid of anything like John had the Hellions, it's gonna be a problem.
The out of line of sight is all AP1, right? There's no way to get it up to AP2.
Do you have a... there used to be a way, right?
If you're
ATS used to
like
do
in a
that,
Monka range, you could.
But you need to be visible for that.
Let's have a look.
So I think
Yeah.
the difference between what Adrian was playing and the 70 Plague Marine list is the 70 Plague Marines have 3-up armor. And Adrian's stuff had like 5-up armor that was going to its invulns, right?
The closest eligible enemy unit within the range.
Oh,
It doesn't
okay.
say anything
So not
about-
line of sight. They just have to be an eligible target.
Yeah.
So if they're within 18 and the closest eligible,
18 in turn 1.
right.
Yeah.
But that range shortens over time.
Shortens, yeah.
Like you at AP2, I'm going to 5-ups. It's okay because you're wounding me on. I'm T5 all the time, right? So I'm -1 to wound as opposed to Adrian's stuff, and I have a better armor save as opposed to Adrian's stuff.
Yeah.
And I have way more wounds and way more models.
Magnus, if you have these Plague Marines and want to paint this and do this, you should do it. But I'm not sure I would go do this now with your time, with your hobby time.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a big investment, right?
It is a lot.
Play a practice game, use some proxies or something, see if you like it. If not, be quick to throw it away. I think Terminus S is quite interesting, though. I like
Just spam out Poxwalkers.
like a lot of Poxwalkers. It's still a lot of infantry. I don't know if it's
They
great
get hard
against
to hide.
Tau, but like,
Gets really hard to hide Poxwalkers.
oh yeah, it's going to be impossible for sure.
And everything, all the Poxwalkers in line of sight, all dead. All dead instantly. Anything they can see that's T4 no save, all dead. Pick them all up.
Yeah. No,
Even
you're
a
right.
bad Tau list.
They're gonna need a ride.
They're going to need
like
a really big,
yeah,
like a
like an
stretch
XL,
limo
yeah.
Uber
Yeah.
for all those
few
Poxwalkers.
XLs.
Yeah.
Really got to pack them in there.
Yeah, they're gonna need a ride to the shelf for sure. I had to take a couple
Yeah.
trips, but
It's brutal. It's hard, man. It's a slow army, a lot of shooting. What can I say?
Yeah. Thanks, The Stim. Hey, Titans, what do you think of my Blood Angel list for League? You ready, John? We have Dante, Primaris Chaplain,
Love it.
presumably on bike. Sang Priest. It doesn't say on bike, but I'm going to assume it's on bike. Sang Priest, 2x5 Intercessors, 1x5 Infiltrators, 3x5 Bladeguard Vet Judiciar, 2 red Redemptor Dreads, and 2x5 Eradicators. Wow.
This is quite interesting. It's not the list I would take exactly, but it's not bad. I'm interested. It's probably going to be on bike because then I would yell at them and say, "Hey, take Astrath. Astrath is so much cooler. He's a chaplain, a
pretty
super
cool.
chaplain,
Pretty cool.
and he has a cool extra litany."
we like the 3x5 Bladeguard vets. 3 groups of 5 Bladeguard vets. I'm not sure I've ever seen 3 groups.
It's
of 5
not
Bladeguard.
terrible.
That's a lot of Bladeguard vets.
It's a lot of Bladeguard vets.
I lost a list like this
I
at
don't.
SoCal.
It's not bad. It's just a slower, more methodical Blood Angels list, and it helps you get to turn 3 a little quicker, or or survive to turn 3, I should say.
The Stim says no bike for the chaplain.
Take Astrath.
Yeah, at least somebody with a jump pack.
Yeah.
What would you get? Yeah, I mean,
My biggest qualm, actually, with this list is not even the Redemptors. Redemptors are good. Not even the Eradicators. It's actually the Judiciar. I don't like the Judiciar.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of him
'Cause
since
now-
the changes.
Now I look at this and like, oh, your opponent can take Assassinate. And do you really need the fight last? And it's not even a great fight last. There's so many better fight lasts out there.
Yeah.
That's why I take the Whirlwind. But yeah, I would do something else with those 100 points, right?
Yeah, I would cut the Judiciar. I would use it to transform the Primaris Chaplain into something else. And then I would reconsider, what are your bad matchups? This list is designed to beat other Space Marines. This is great at killing Space Marines.
Sure.
What are you playing against? Are you playing against Gene Stealer Cult, who are going to do tricksy stuff?
Who's in
and
your pod?
Steal your objectives?
Yeah.
You're going to be against Tau, who will blow up all this in a turn and a half of shooting?
yeah.
Are you playing against Sisters, where Eradicators might not do anything? And the 2 damage on Bladeguard Vets doesn't really do anything. Yeah. You're playing against Guard, because this is amazing against Guard. Guard struggles horribly against this.
But guards struggle against everything.
Wow, rude. Rude.
Um,
who are you playing against? Because the good and bad matchups here are very skewed. Your good matchups are great, your bad matchups are terrible.
I do like the Infiltrators. The Blade Guards are awesome. I wish I want to run this many. But yeah, there's a few things you could probably tweak depending on who you're going to play against.
Yeah, to generalize your strengths and weaknesses. This is an elite army that's good at killing other elite armies. It's very durable, but it is slow. And elite to the point of not really being able to deal with hordes or big things.
Yeah. No, I agree.
There we go.
I would love to take like some Death Company or something just to have some speed, you know.
Yes.
Yeah. Buy some time for your Blade Guard vets to move up, your Dread to move up. So. Yeah.
There you go. Thank you, first Tyrant. I think
Fire Tyrant.
Fire Tyrant.
Yeah. Do you need me to read them?
No, I'll get through it.
Okay.
I'll persevere.
Okay. Because I'm older than you too. So.
What?
But I can see it fine.
I think we all knew that, Zach.
But I can see him fine. I'm saying so.
No, which is what I was asking. Didn't sleep much in Vegas, and then I've been doing bad things to my eyes. I just look at a screen all day. So that's not good. Anyway, thanks, Fire Tyrant. Hey, Titans, what do you think of my Valor's Heart list? Oh, Adrian's not here. All right, I'm gonna try to get through this. All right, Cannon S with words. That does say words, right?
Yep. Yeah, it says words. Canonist words.
Casket of Penance. MV.
Movement.
Morgan Vol, there you go. BSS, Battle Sanctum. Battle Sister Squad. One heavy bolter for 2 of them. So you must have multiple of those. Hospitalier, 2x10, Celestians, Dogmata, Imagifier. Yeah, I don't see Imagifiers in lists anymore, so I don't know if that's great.
Tail for +1 strength reroll charges.
Oh, she's one of their chaplains. I understand.
Okay, I see.
3x5 Dominions with Stormbolters, Exorcist, 2x5 Rets, 2 multi-meltas, 2 heavy flamers, 2 Rhinos, start with 9 CP.
Interesting. This is the one that has the pregame move, right?
Valor's Heart?
Yeah, is that why he has the Rhinos?
No, there's a unit that has a pregame move if it's
right. It's in the Rhino, and then you put 2 squads of 5, so that you can pregame move and then get out with the one that doesn't.
I think it's Dominions that do that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I like it. You're starting to see Exorcists a lot more.
Oh, look at Melody telling us all this stuff in chat.
Yeah, it's Melody.
Words of the Emperor's fight last within 3 inches. Like, okay. I don't know how useful that is in today's world. Casket is -1 toughness aura.
Weird.
Who are you taking that for? That's like AdMech tech or something. Or orcs get their T5 down to 4.
Sure.
But I'm not sure who you need a -1 toughness aura against after the Tau release.
Yeah.
So, all right. A lot of these questions, we're trying to take in the lens of the right now, of the here and now, where Tau came out and have changed everything. We're all trying to figure out how to live in a post-Tau world. I would not be making several of these decisions in a post-Tau world. However, I like that your Retributors are split between multi-meltas and heavy flamers because that gives you options, right? I think Tau, sometimes the multi-meltas are useful, but Chad was talking about this earlier, and I think they're missing a crucial point. People are looking at a multi-melta and they're like, that's great against broadsides. But it's actually not. It's terrible against broadsides because shield drones exist. And so there's shield drones in the squad that they just take invulns on.
Right. So the flamers go in first?
And there's nearby, you put the flamers in because then they have to allocate the wounds to the drones. So the drones die and then you put the multi-meltas in.
If we haven't gotten hurt yet. We don't have to first allocate wounds to drones, but yes, once.
Oh, I see.
Once you take a save, that's what you're taking on. Right. So you'll lose at least a broadside.
Yeah.
But people are talking about like, oh, you should just spam multi-meltas, pick up the broadsides. It won't work that way. You're going to put out a squad of 4 multi-meltas. You're going to kill 2-ish drones, and then they'll save your protocols a 3rd drone in. So you've killed nothing, and you immediately lose that squad of Retributors.
Yep.
Next turn, you can do the same thing, except they have more drones now. They'll bring other drones over to save your protocol more. In cover,
that's really good.
You have a 1-up cover with broadsides.
Yeah.
They have 6 wounds each. They're super durable.
I think they have more than that.
They have 8?
I think so.
That's absurd. That's ridiculous.
It hasn't come up yet.
So they might, nobody bothers to shoot them.
In all my games.
Because they have a 5 of Feel No Pain.
They've got 8 wounds.
You put the 5 of Feel No Pain litany on them.
Yeah.
So
it's an invocation, but yeah.
So everybody keeps talking about how multi-meltas are great into broadsides. And honestly, I think that trading game that Sisters used to play where they're like, oh, I put my 5 Retributors out and they'll nuke something and then I lose my Retributors that are cheaper than the thing they killed. Well, that doesn't work against Tau because you don't kill their thing and then you lose your Retributors for nothing.
Yeah. So that's cheaper than drone.
I don't think that 4 multi-melta spam game is a thing anymore, but I think having the optionality of multi-meltas and flamers really lets you choose what targets you're going into Lets you kill drones, kill crisis suits. Probably don't ever try to kill broadsides. They're invincible.
They're not invincible, but
they're basically invincible.
I mean, they're kind of.
You're going to kill yourself on them. If you try to kill them, you're just like...
Break upon those...
Yeah.
What are they called?
You're going to wash up on the shore of broadside.
I see.
Broken upon the rocks. All that to say, I think you're headed in the right direction. You're going back to the old style Sisters list that I think will be played again because this line of sight game, this trading game with MSU is the way to play. So you got your cheap flying Sisters, you have Celestians that you give OBSEC with a Dogmata, you just shoot them out somewhere, they steal an objective, and then they die. Cool, they did their job. They did a great job doing it. More of that, and probably make them smaller. Not 10 mans, bring 5 mans. Yeah. Get some Zephyrim in there. Get cheap stuff that's fast, that can trade on objectives, and then die and you don't feel bad about them dying.
Yeah, play very similar to how I played Drukhari today, right?
There you go.
It's MSU. Boom.
Cool, great, awesome, did it. Thank you, guys. Good morning, guys. To celebrate the new Tau Codex, my brother and I are playing Tau against Craftworld on Sunday, the last game with the old Codex for both of us, I hope. What do you think about new battle focus? Oh. Excuse me, sir, you will have a Tau Codex on Sunday because it comes out on Saturday.
Yeah, but I would not recommend that game.
Don't play it with the new Tau Codex.
Honestly, if you play a very competitive Craftworld list, it's very compelling shooting on both. You'll probably lose as Craftworld still on like the actions and missions. Exist.
Yeah.
But hey, you can probably chew through broadsides.
That army, old Craftworld, if they put their whole army into broadsides, can't kill them.
Can kill it, yeah.
But it takes your whole army.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you lose on the crackback.
Yep.
Yeah. But Old Tau, Old Craftworld is an interesting game.
Yeah. Still a shooting gallery. But, it's cute. New battle focus, just actually previewed today, so we can talk about it.
What did they preview? What did they say?
Just battle focus. So it is basically the old battle focus, but just better. Mm-hmm. You no longer just ignore the movement penalty. Mm-hmm. You just count as stationary.
Oh, that's cool.
For pistols and assault. Still no bonuses for heavy.
Why pistols?
I don't know. Because there's a lot of shuriken that are pistols. That kind of makes sense.
It makes
run
sense.
And shoot. Yeah.
A lot of things don't have that. Yeah. It's nice to see that. Yeah.
You know what I just thought?
What?
I think everybody should be able to advance to shoot pistols.
Yeah,
no
right?
penalty.
Yeah, for sure. If anything, they're just like...
Or at least a -1.
No penalty. I've seen the Matrix.
I mean, yeah.
They never fire guns stationary.
Yeah, but they had like 2 pistols.
They have
really.
special rules. They can do that.
And then they have battle focus.
The other half is the shoot, roll d6, and then move again. Mm-hmm. Really great. I talked about this before with Adrian. Not sure if we should say it, but is it?
No. Yeah. So the major concern with that rule currently is that we're worried that like someone can just like breach in and out, breachable.
Exactly. So like you can just
be really strong.
Right. You would move an inch onto terrain just to touch it. And then you would roll your battle focus. Even if you roll a 1, you're still going to be off the terrain, off the obscuring, and then boom, you're like in safety, right?
It's really powerful.
So as it stands, it's super cool, but it is a little scary to think about like a big unit or something with scary shooting.
You can't embark onto transports,
right?
But really, I mean, the building is your transport.
Hopping in and out of a ruins is scary.
It's unlikely that this rule survives in its existing form for
and you can still charge. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. You can still charge. So literally you can shoot with your pistol, right?
Move, shoot, move.
And then move d6 closer. It's a double advance, basically, and then still charge. Wild. Really strong.
Anytime you have movement like that, especially like after the fact of trying to accomplish your goal movement, it's very strong. Yeah.
I think if they said you can't cross terrain and you can't charge, it would still be an insane army-wide rule. To just get bonus d6 out of phase movement every turn. Even if you couldn't do the dumb building thing where you move into and out of a building, you just peek corners.
Now, what we don't know that they showed or didn't show, because I haven't seen the article, is maybe talk about who gets battle focus. And it might not be. Right. It might not be everyone.
It might not.
It could be literally nobody.
It could be just some infantry or something.
Could be on.
Right. Currently, no vehicles have
currently
it.
no. Like I'm imagining war walkers with it, and that could be scary.
Somebody's saying you can't charge.
Oh, you can't charge. Okay, so I was wrong. Yeah, okay. So you
Good.
can't charge. That's still good.
And you can't do it if you advance.
You can't
Also
do it
fine.
if you advance. Okay. But you can still shoot. The first half is you can
You
advance
can definitely
and
shoot.
still shoot without penalty.
Right.
But I guess you can't do
So you get to do a post-shooting advance.
That's interesting. That's
It's
such a
still busto.
it's a weird two-parter because the other part is not relevant to the other part.
Ridiculously strong.
Okay. Cool.
You don't need to be able to do any of those things for it to be strong. It's insanely busted.
We already have miracle dice now, so it's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can use them for that.
Yeah.
Your roll.
Oh, here we go. So let's finish off this question from Heiz because he has a couple more parts. Thanks again, Heiz. This is my list against Old Tau. We have a patrol and a battalion. In the patrol, we have a Farseer on jet bike, the Warlord on jet.
Warlock on jet.
Oh,
on
Warlock
jet bike, yeah.
on jet bike. Got it.
10
Dark
Dire Avengers, 5 Rangers, 2 Wind Riders, 4 Shining Spears, a Night Spinner, and a Fire Prism.
It's not 10 Dark Angels.
No. And then the battalion is FS, Spirit Seer. What's F?
Farseer.
No.
Wait.
Yes, that is a Farseer
Oh, okay, yeah.
and a Spirit Seer.
Spirit Seer, 10 more Dire Avengers,
10
20
more Dark
Guardians, 10 Guardians with a Star Cannon, 6 Warp Spiders, 5 Dark Reapers, a Wraith Lord. What do you think? Both detachments all the way.
What?
Yes. Why don't you have
All the
Eldrad?
way. Yeah, I was gonna literally no.
Yes.
It's literally like 10 points more, right?
It's the
for
reason
the
to play
Farseer?
Ulthway.
Right.
Is Eldrad.
And you get the 3-up invuln.
And
Like,
I think you can run your Farseer as him if it's not the right model. And
Right.
Nobody's going to complain.
Yeah, no one.
It's your brother. He's not going to care.
There's like 3 Eldrad models.
And you have
anyway.
6 Warp Spiders. Pull one of the Warp Spiders and get Eldrad in here. get Eldrad in this party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a fun list. I think it's great. Does he have? He has a Wave Serpent, right?
He does not. That was not mentioned at
weird.
any point. He has a Night Spinner, though.
You might be locked into models, so keep in mind
You can
that.
just take the shirt off your Night Spinner and call it a Wave Serpent. What's going to happen? It's your brother.
Which leads me into.
What's he going to do?
What are you gonna do? You can bully him into.
You can put a shoebox on the table and call it a drop pod. What's he going to do?
I'm not a fan of the Night Spinner. A little too much variance for me.
Yeah.
I was never really a fan. It does have blast now.
I think it's a 0 or 3 pick. I think you have 3 of them to try to give yourself some, like you hedge. You
Yeah.
like give yourself some protection against the variants, or you just don't take them.
And 1 Fire Prism seems so weird. I would take 2, hopefully 3. Drop the Night Spinner. Take
Might not
Link
own
Fire.
3. Might only own 1.
Yeah. Look, if you're playing your brother and he's playing 8th Ed Tau and you have this 8th Ed list right here, you guys are going to have a fun game.
Yeah.
And frankly, it's going to be close. It's going to be a great game.
There's no Shining Spears.
There's
Shining
Shining
Spears,
Spears.
yeah.
There's 4.
4 spears.
And
Oh, yeah.
you want to just make sure you charge them out of line of sight because if it's the 8th Ed book, he's going to Overwatch, and they're perfect for that. In fact, they're the ones who can kick off your big charge out of line of sight, tag whatever it is, and then you throw everybody else in. Yeah, this is going to be, you guys will have a great game. There's no Tau 8th Ed list that your brother can take that will just like blast you off the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I really like the amount of Guardians you have. I think you have like the perfect amount of Guardians. Both ways where the Guardians are at, man. They drop down, or they can just run up, hit on 2s, and then pop a 4-up invuln. Really great. I love it.
Nice.
He's in chat.
He's
Heiz, why not Eldrad?
why not Eldrad?
He's my boy.
Eldrad's
We used
the
to play,
coolest.
when we first played,
Yeah.
you were in love with Eldrad.
I was Eldrad. I'm still in love with Eldrad.
Every game we played, you had Eldrad.
Yeah, I was like, Ulthway.
Every game we played, I had like really dumb Relic Terminators. Like really dumb.
Our first,
Relic
that was like our first game, right?
Yeah. It was a good time. I got clobbered every game and I didn't care.
Because I was like a very competitive, like
Yeah.
Drukhari, Craftworld, and you were like, you had like a start collecting.
I had rose tinted glasses, man. I was just excited
Yeah,
to
yeah.
play the game.
I was like, I came like from a garage. You were like my first game outside
Yeah.
of my like local garage, and I was just like, yeah, we're competitive. And then we kind of found out, that's not how usually people.
I
play.
had not played with another human at all. Like, I had played against myself.
Yeah.
With like
several times.
Because I had Necrons, Death Guard, AdMech, and Space Marines, right? I just bought a bunch of the start collecting boxes, or the starter boxes.
Yeah.
I was just playing my own games And I was like, oh, I live in California now. The people play the game here.
Yeah.
I should go to the store. And then I met you guys.
Yeah.
And you kicked my teeth in repeatedly, but I loved it.
I enjoyed it as well.
Well, Heis loves Eldrad. He just wanted to stop my brother from crying.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
That's fair.
Yeah, I guess.
That's fair.
Keep the night spinner.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another one from Heis. All right, well, we'll get right back to that. Thank you, Neil. Or does that say Nell?
It's Neil. No one's named Nell.
You don't know that. You don't know that. Hello, bought my first models ever. The Shadowthrone box, Custodes half. Should I buy another and 1 or 2 combat patrol boxes? What else could I add to learn the game while facing my friends? Non-crusher Tyranids. Thanks.
Nice.
I don't think you need a second Shadowthrone. Second Shadowthrone gives you more sisters that you probably won't realistically ever play. More Terminators that, even with the points drops, you won't play often. And another Blade Wizard. And I do love me a Blade Wizard, but I don't support buying 2/3 of a box to get the other 1/3 of a box. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Now, to be fair, you will play those models if you want to, and you know, all this stuff will be good. But in the interim, in the short term,
you legally can't run that many sisters without. No, you just legally can't.
You can run 2 Blade Wizards? I guess they're not named, right?
It's not a named character, yeah. But the sisters, you can't actually run 4 units of sisters without a second detachment of Custodes.
Without a second detachment.
Yeah.
It comes with that many sisters in it?
Well, because it comes with 2 squads, and every squad of sisters troops needs a squad of Custodes troops.
Oh, wow.
So at 4 of one, you need 4 of the other, and then you need 8, and you don't have 8 slots.
Wow, jeez.
So you just actually can't.
Yeah, no, then that's good advice.
Yeah. But you could build them as Vigilators and play them something else. Like, you could buy this box. I just would not advise buying a second Shadowthrone box before buying other parts of Custodes.
What do you think about the Combat Patrol box?
The Combat Patrol box, if I remember correctly, has bikes in it. It's good. And it has a single sprue of Custodian Guard. It's good. Somebody correct me. If Combat Patrol doesn't have bikes, I think it's a mediocre purchase. But if it does have bikes...
Let's look it up.
If not, just buy... Like, here's the things you need. You need, like, 4 kits of the base Custodian Guard kit because what does it build? Everything. It builds you your banner. It builds you your Custodian Guard, which you need a lot of to be even allowed to run the sisters that you have there. It builds you Shield Captain, the normal one. Your Terminators that you got from the Shadowthrone box builds you Terminator, but also builds you Terminator Captain. Make one of them a Captain, because you're just going to want to play with that. Praetorian Plate's amazing. The bike box builds you bikes, but also bike captains. Put missiles on your bikes.
Oh, the Combat Patrol box comes with, looks like more sisters, though.
I mean, you know.
Can't get away from it.
Can't get away.
Can't get away.
It looks like a good box, though. And honestly, like...
It does have bikes.
Yeah, it does have bikes, and it does have Custodian Guard, it looks like. And honestly, this... these are good deals. Like, GW doesn't often cut a lot of deals on their models.
Right.
But this is a place that they do. Neil, so I would say, like, if you're trying to save money as you enter or trying to make purchases one at a time, I often will start an army. Even in AOS, I started a Beastclaw Raiders army just because I could buy 4 start collecting boxes to make the army.
Yeah.
And they can take you a really long way. And then you can go in and say, cool, here's where I spend $60 for 1 unit.
Right.
Here's where I spend $80 for 1 unit or 1 big model. But they can go a long way.
Yeah, the Combat Patrol box is honestly, this is a great box for Custodes.
It's a good box. It looks good.
It's a great box. Because realistically, there's only 3 Custodes kits in plastic. There's the Custodian Guard, the bikes, and the Terminators. You can get Wardens, but they're really just fancy Custodian Guard. And if you model togas on your Custodian Guard in any way, you're good. Call them Wardens. You're fine. It's the only difference.
By contrast, I think the Tau Combat Patrol not so great.
It's terrible.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
They're hit or miss.
Yeah. Good luck, Neil. Have fun.
It's a great faction.
Yeah.
It's fun to play. Thanks again, Heis. After such a long game, I can imagine that you just want to go home and be in bed, so I won't do unnecessary super chats to hold you off. Great game so far.
Thanks, Heis.
Thank you, Heis.
We do appreciate the support, even the trolling we love. We feed on it.
Especially the troll.
Yeah.
We like it. Thank you, Heis.
Yeah. Thanks, Michael. There's a list. This is
It's you. This is all you.
Custodes. All right, we have 3x5 Custodian Guard with shields, 3 Aelaris with axes, 4 what is that? VC.
Venatari, no.
Venatari is the first thing I thought of, but I don't know what that. 1 shield,
1 shield.
3 with spears. It's not wardens. I don't know what that is.
Help us out, chat. Throw it in.
It might be Venatari. If it's 3 lances and 1 pistol shield, I don't know. Anyway, we'll keep going. 3 bikes with 5 AL?
Sal.
Oh, salvo launchers.
Yeah.
Trying the fighting Custodes out since I haven't had luck with the shooting Custodes in my previous games with meta lists.
Ooh.
Thanks for all you guys do. All right.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
5-man squads with shields is too much. It's inefficient. You have a lot of points in durability that, like, they're not really going to shoot that anyway. They're going to shoot all your other stuff. And it's not like 5 sword guard is really all that threatening. Not any more threatening than 3 sword guard with a character next to them. So I wouldn't run 3x5. I would run 3x3. And I know with new secondaries, it's going to be hard. It's just going to be hard. We just have to accept as Custodes. Secondaries are back to being hard. I'm sorry. We chose to be Custodes. 3 Aelaris with axes. Axes, I think, are great as Dreadhost because they go up to AP3 in combat. I'm not a huge fan of axes outside Dreadhost. I think AP2 is a sad amount of AP all out of the time. You often hit like 1-up Terminators and you're like, oh, I take you to a 3-up. That's cool. Great. I do no damage ever. So I don't even know if Aelaris are realistically on the menu. They got a points drop, but what do they do that like Wardens don't do? Like, I'm actually a huge proponent of Wardens right now because they have that +1 attack. They don't have +1 wound, but they have a 6 of Feel No Pain, which is kind of like +1 wound.
Yeah.
You put spears in their hands and they just get in there and they stab things until they're dead.
Stabby stab.
So I'm into Wardens. I think bikes are still good in every list. Every list should have 2x3 because they're just way too good. And get yourself a Blade Wizard. You didn't list any of your characters, but get yourself a Blade Wizard. If you're playing Combat Custodes, you need one. Maybe 2. And that's my advice.
Good
What
advice.
is a Blade Wizard actually called?
Blade Champion.
Okay.
It's a much less cool name.
Well, sure. There's a second part to this.
Michael
one,
again.
Oh. What is this?
Is this his characters? Wait.
No, here's my take
this was
on
the first half of the list. All right.
Is it
thanks again,
like
Michael? Here's my take on my Custodes list. Solar Watch. Yes. Inquisitor. Yes. That's a secondary you can do. Mental Interrogation. Uh-oh. Shield Captain in Aelaris Terminator armor. Got it. Defiant to the Last and Praetorian Plate. I'm not a huge fan of Defiant to the Last, but it's okay. I like Mental Fortitude or whatever that's called. The deny with a +1 and count as 4 models, especially with Praetorian Plate. You teleport across the board in the opponent's turn. You count as 4 obstacle models. You're like, that objective's
huge
mine.
nuisance? Yeah.
It's super clutch every time.
Hard to screen out.
It's impossible to screen out. The way he does it is like nonsense. You don't even need to be in combat. He just like makes a combat happen. Anyway, that's my advice there. Then we have a Shield Captain on Dominated Jet Bike with Superior Creation for the 5-up Feel No Pain. Sally Forth for Advance in Charge on 1 infantry unit. I wouldn't put it on him. Orc Aquilus. And then you have Trajan. Ooh, it's rough because I don't know where you fit Sally Forth. I guess you put it on the Terminator. You Victor the Blood Games the Terminator instead of the Bike Guy, because the Bike Guy's not going to be near the thing that needs to advance in charge anyway. Bike Guy has to go run his own missions with the bikes. But I like the list. I'm not a huge fan of Trajan. I am after the points changes, which I guess is now. So, all right. Love the list. Just make some minor changes with what your world traits are and get Wardens in there, not Aelaris. That's my advice.
Nice.
Thanks, Buzzcast. I know World Eaters are already bad, but what do you think I could do to make the matchups into Tau better? What should I replace the Terrax drill with? Oh, jeez. World Eaters in a new Tau?
Rough question.
That's...
Yeah, I think like...
Ugh.
I think...
Like, already really good at killing Tau. Already really good at killing Space Marines. CSM.
One wound Space Marines.
Yeah, like CSM. 1 wound Space Marines.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we're really hitting a point, and you can see GW has released these special secondaries for the codices that are older.
Is CSM good though? It's not guard good.
No, and I think honestly, it's really a different game. It's still compatible. You can still actually technically play together, but I think it'll be very unfun most of the time for you. And as we've said with the Tau Codex, it's almost hard to make it bad.
It is hard to make it bad.
And by contrast, the World Eaters are almost
hard to make it good.
Almost, yeah.
Look, take a Psyker, interrogate.
We could World Eaters, you can't.
Oh.
That's not legal.
Just kidding.
Yeah,
that's like their thing. That's actually their thing.
Them and Tau actually
I
see eye to eye on that.
I took a first shot, I whiffed. I don't know.
I wouldn't try.
Yeah, Melody mentions Warp Talons. I know, like the Overwatch stuff isn't quite as big of a deal anymore.
But they just shoot in combat.
Yeah, you're just going to get shot in combat now. But, I mean, she's not wrong.
Or they cow you and they fall back and shoot.
Yeah.
They just don't care about anything you're doing. I don't know. That's really rough.
What would you replace Terox drills with, though? What in that book is going to be good against Tau?
Honestly, though, you do need transports to get there. Because if you're foot slogging, they just shoot you.
Look, I will say this. I do think that with Overwatch not being as crazy as it was, kind of yeeting a Fire Drake across the board real quick and tying something up, it's going to die, but it can be a
Helldrake?
Helldrake, sorry.
There you go.
What you can do with Tau, what's been happening to me is people say, I know that whatever I send in the broadsides is going to die, but at least this way, I'm picking what dies.
Right. Yeah.
And the Helldrake can do that. It can get across the whole board in one turn. And so you can kind of say like, hey, this thing I'm tying up for turn 1. Your indirect's got to go in here. Maybe at least someone like.
I like it.
Yeah,
has a little distraction card effects, a little 20-man Hellion squad.
Yeah, and I almost like set exactly right, but cheaper. And
higher toughness.
Yeah.
And then like the way that World Eaters traditionally played.
You have to play cagey.
Right. The way they traditionally played was rhinos with berserkers in them. And that's not a terrible strategy. Like indirect Tau is not going to kill rhinos unless they have a lot of it. They'll kill one rhino if they have a lot of it.
Yeah.
Which means World Eaters should be able to get out and charge. You just have to hide for almost all of the game.
Place your terrain really well. Utilize your transports. Don't give them line of sight.
Yeah.
And charge behind obscuring. Boom.
Yeah. So that's your best plan.
Yeah.
So replace the Terex drills with rhinos.
Or more Terex drills.
Thanks, Cameron. G'day, Titans. What do you recommend for Blood Angels player with Nakmund? What do the Blood Angels need to fare better against the top codex?
Ooh, this is a good question. Blood Angels, I would say more infiltrators. I think Adrian and I have gone back and forth. Do we want more infiltrators? Do we want less infiltrators? There's missions in Nakmund where infiltrators are totally irrelevant. You can't actually infiltrate. And there's some that it's absolutely required if you want to get CP or bonuses in that first turn. So I think the safe bet is just go with infiltrators. It's good against GSC, good against things like deep strike. It'll force your opponent to really take you head on. Things like Tau, other utility factions where they kind of deep strike and do rod or something, you can kind of screen them out really easily. So I think infiltrators are the way. And I don't know, try out the points changes. Try out Death Company a little bit. I don't know if I'm convinced on Death Company intercessors. I know people are talking them up, but I like the jetpack ones.
Me too.
Just kind of like Cowabunga, a 10-man squad. Again, that's kind of your distraction card effects, your 20-man Hellion squad, where that can really annoy Tau. And yeah, just play your game. It's unfortunately Space Marines are getting a little outdated. Little hard to fight in the meta.
Up.
Yeah, but you still have a fighting chance. Kind of roll with the punches with the meta. There's going to be a little opening for you, hopefully, there.
There you go. Thanks, Kumich. Hey guys, I love your bat reps and Hobby Titans in particular.
Oh, cool.
Nice. Yeah, that's you. That's you.
It's you.
Thanks.
You do that.
Yep.
I live in Austria, so I hardly ever make it to the live streams. 6 a.m. here. Thank you for the great start into the weekend. Talva.
Well, thank you, Kim.
Nice.
It's awesome to hear that.
That's dope. It's a good
Awesome.
message.
Thanks for the love.
Yeah, thank you, and enjoy.
That's early, man. 6 a.m.?
I
wouldn't.
When was the last time you woke up at 6 a.m.?
Nah.
I don't even...
Nah,
Yeah.
I haven't ever.
Actually, it's been a little while for me, too, yeah.
Thanks, Michael. Have a Friday so good that you can move to a place of healing after me and Bridger's hurtful comments. Bridger, try for more friendly humor like mine. Was I mean today?
I don't think you were that mean. You're fine.
No, but I know what they're talking about. You kind of do this thing where it's like you.
I'm a bit dismissive sometimes.
Yeah, kind of dismissive or belittling a little bit, but I know that's not really what you're trying.
Right.
It's not my goal.
It's not
You
your
don't mean
goal,
to
I
come
know,
across
so
that way,
it's
chat.
okay, yeah.
We were having dinner before a show in Vegas, and I never mess with waitstaff. I'm always super nice to waitstaff. I don't want to bother them at all.
Yeah.
Anything's wrong, I'll just deal with it. I don't care. That's on
Yeah.
me.
Blue
whatever.
cheese on your salad, it's
right?
fine.
I don't care. Right? I just don't. I don't.
You don't like blue cheese?
I don't. But we were really cutting it close to missing the show, and the busboy, it wasn't even the waiter. The busboy came by and he was refilling our drinks. And I was like, "Hey, dude, we got a show to get to. Do you know when our food's coming out?" And I thought I was totally fine. I didn't think I was being mean at all.
You
And
don't do that.
I terrorized this show.
The bus boy.
yeah,
I
not
terrorized
a bit.
I mean,
So I definitely understand that sometimes I can come off not how I intend.
No, what you can't do what you just did there ever to any one of the staff. What you do is you just say, if you think you're gonna miss the show,
you're fine, Bridger.
No, what are they gonna do? You say, hey, can we get our? You know what? Can we change things up and get our food to go? And then you have to eat it on the road.
No, this wasn't that kind of restaurant. You couldn't eat this food on the go, Zach. This is a.
You can be like, hey, can you check in with our waiter or something?
We paid
you
a
know?
lot, Zach.
yeah,
This
I
was not
wouldn't
one of those
You
restaurants.
can get any food to go, just so you know.
No, it's you really.
Especially if you
can't,
pay a
though.
lot.
All right. Okay, you're right. Do
But
it
yeah,
your
I mean,
way.
we all come across ways that, we don't seem. So,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Take it with a grain of salt, chat. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Thanks, Big Shoes. You know what they say about big shoes?
Keep.
Big socks.
Okay.
Hey, again, Adrian, this is where he would...
Do you think we'll see much of the Ghostkeel? Easily favorite town model and really want it to work. Is it overkill as a backline screen and then
Wall of mirrors,
Oh,
late
wall of
game
mirrors,
for
late game.
play. Yeah, so
I like it.
this I think is the move, Big Shoes. Yeah, I love the Ghostkeel too. I have 3 of them. They're supposed to be cool in Dowleth, but they're not. They don't benefit from anything from the Sept. And the big problem with the Ghostkeel and the Riptide is there's virtually no ways to get any rerolls on them. With the Ghostkeel, yeah, you want to do what you're saying here, which means you want to take the Ion.
If you're Tausept, do you get Salamander rerolls?
You get 1 hit or wound reroll. It's something.
That's something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Ghostkeel is kind of interesting. For lots of people were saying, oh yeah, if I hang the Ghostkeel back, which is counterintuitive because they have a infiltrate, they can be this kind of untargetable, tough thing that can then wall of mirrors late game, like you're saying. But you've now spent 180 points for this thing that can't shoot the overcharged Ion without doing mortal wounds to itself. Maybe that's okay. You don't want to infiltrate really necessarily with it. So I don't know. I wish it could reroll ones, even just reroll ones.
No, you're asking for too much.
It can't get it. The Ghostkeel and the Riptide cannot get reroll ones.
No, you
And
can't.
it's just that's what they need.
I don't know how the Ghostkeel ended up in the penalty box. It did nothing to deserve
Yeah,
this.
I don't know. I don't know why I have 3. What am I going to do?
It was
with
just
3
too cool
Ghostkeels
for
in
school,
the
man.
That was
I don't know.
4 years.
That was your choice. Thing.
Well, they were cool.
You bought, built, and painted 3 Ghostkeels. That's on you.
The thing is, people want to buy and paint them.
Yeah.
It's a cool model. It's not good. People run it anyways.
Yeah.
But that's not a reason to nerf it. That's
Yeah.
They were never broken. But I think they're fun. I think playing one of them right now in your backfield, like you said, I'm into it.
They're fast.
They're cool.
They're kind of fast and they're a little tanky.
I think, honestly, they're as viable now as they ever were before.
I mean, the can't target it outside of 18 inches thing. It is true that you give your opponent some funky calls. Suddenly they're like, cool, what am I going to kill a Ghostkeel with?
nothing. They will never kill your Ghostkeel.
Or this weird unit that's probably
What's the range on its gun? 24?
36.
On the Ion, it's 36. The Fusion, which I think is the better gun, is 24.
Okay.
Goes up to 28 if you're Borcam.
Yeah.
I like it.
And I mean, Borcan is a great place to run a Ghostkeel, if there is one.
I mean, they're already threat overloaded. They're not going to shoot your stupid Ghostkeel. Yeah. Thanks, Roger. So Skaven and Seraphon would be cool in 40k, but what 40k army or army type should come to AOS? Tyranid-style destruction, ant and bee people.
Well, Roger,
Tau. Actual good guys in AOS.
that's Seraphon.
Nope. Seraphon are space lizards. You can't just say they're good guys.
You think Tau are good guys? Lots of people don't think Tau are good guys.
That's fair. Necrons. Oh, that's death. Never mind.
That's death. What is missing? Well, listen. Actually, what the universe does need, AOS needs, is it needs a revamp of Cities of Sigmar. There's currently no normal human people army really, other than Cities of Sigmar. So it needs like the guard equivalent.
Yeah, nobody wants to be normal human people.
That's not true. In 40k, guard is one of the most popular.
Oh my God,
armies.
Zach, it's chaos. Mortals, chaos mortals.
No, I know,
Is
but
the only normal humans.
right, there needs to
They're
be
the
a
bad
better
guys.
redoing of like the Empire, the Cities of Sigmar kind of feel.
That's fair.
Yeah, well, I mean, AOS, Warhammer Fantasy, actually kind of more expansive than 40k in terms of like different factions and stuff.
Yeah.
Like there's dwarves.
Yeah.
Like there's dark dwarves too. So it's like, I don't know, chaos dwarves.
But that's not exact. So But to answer the question, I would say guard. There needs to be the guard equivalent. I know that already kind of exists in Cities of Sigmar, but that army just needs a new line.
If they just brought Bretonnia back, that was guard. Was all the peasants.
Sure.
And then the knights.
It's kind of like a weird guard Space Marine hybrid type thing, but
super elite and then super...
But they're not going to bring Bretonnia back.
Oh, they should.
Yeah. Yeah, they might not.
should.
Yeah, they might not though, I think. Definitely not. Thank you, Caldor.
Zach just wants to go home.
Awesome shirts, especially the face wall. I think so too. Cool that Tau has play against the big baddies of Ninth. Any hope for Ravenwing against this shooting faction?
Oh, no. Not at all. Well, no. No. You get your 4-up involves and then they don't care and they pick you up. If you're trying to outshoot Tau, you're in for a bad time. Period.
Yeah.
Full stop. Ravenwing are just going to try to outshoot them and they're not going to... They're not more durable, they're not more shooty, you lose.
What about the other half? Terminators.
Deathwing
Yeah, Deathwing.
are also really sad. Because you will never get the charge, and they will pick up every single one of your models before turn 5.
Oh my God.
Even the ones that were in the back
Like-
behind a building.
Oh.
They're also dead. Because 5 turns of all that SMS,
They have like ignore AP 1 and 2, right? That you can put on one unit? No?
they have -1 damage on one of you.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah. Yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah.
Darn it.
I don't want to say it's like super cut and dry. I'm sure there are builds of Tau that can lose to some builds of Dark Angels.
Just roll, make your saves.
But in general, Tau like is perfectly built to kill Space Marines.
Yeah.
Especially slow Space Marines.
Rough.
Thanks, Ozymandias?
Great name.
Best way to play All-Kroot alone or in support with other units. Can you even play All-Kroot? Is that legal?
Yeah, you could. They have a HQ and they have a troop. So you could.
But you couldn't get 2,000 points because you would have more than 3 of that HQ.
No, you could get 3,000 points.
2,000
2,000 points. And in fact, you could get 3,000 points.
Oh, because you can start bringing like Hounds and Vespid and
Not
Kroot.
Vespid. Vespid aren't Kroot.
Well,
Was it you who did this earlier today?
they're Ox. That counts.
No. Well, yeah. What was this user's name? Can you scroll up a little bit so I can
No.
address them by their username?
Ozymandias.
Ozymandias swag. You could do all Kroot, but if you did that, you need a lot of Kroot.
I don't think
like
you
a
can
lot of
do
Kroot?
it. I don't think you can get 2,000 points of Kroot.
Yes, of course you can. Because there's no limit on how many.
No, you run out of HQs, dude. You only have 1 HQ. You have 3 Kroot Shapers. So you can have a battalion and a patrol, and that's it.
So you have 3. You can't.
You have 9
So
slots
you can
of
have
troops.
9 troops,
9
and that's
troops.
it.
Yeah. 20-man squads.
What do you do with the other 1,500 points, Zach?
That's not. Oh my gosh, guys! I don't know why I'm having this argument. What you're really
there's
asking...
90, there's like, what, 60 points for 10? Yeah.
So
so you take them in 20s, they're 120 points. So you have 9 by 120. What's the other 1,000 points of your army, Zach?
Oh, it's like 800.
you need to crazy max out Krootoxes. They're 75 points a model.
Okay.
And they go in actually only units of 3.
Uh-huh.
They're 25 points a model. Sorry.
Okay, so 75 per squad.
So
we're at like 500, 600.
We only have 800 points left to spend.
yeah, you might be right. It might be. You might be able to do 1,500.
And the hounds?
The hounds.
Dirt cheap.
The hounds are
They're like 5 points a model.
6 points a model.
Yeah.
Groups of 5?
I think they can go up to
10?
20.
No
Actually,
way.
I think they can go up to 24.
No way.
So they're like 100
No,
points each?
16.
book right here. What are you
we have the
doing?
book. Let's see. Hounds
not
are
Even so, though.
12. They can go up to 12.
So like they're 100 points.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So maybe
So you're at,
Victor's right. Maybe
you're
you get
at
to
like
1,500.
you're at like the 400 points left mark.
Wow, however, best way to run it. I don't know. Like I think I didn't play them super great today, but I think like 2 or 3 squads of hounds, and then 2 or 3 squads of the Kroot carnivores, and then the hounds. The Shaper's probably not really necessary, although if you are trying out some different seps and you use Dalieth, it's kind of nice because you get Manka, and he lets them reroll 1s. Otherwise, I think the Kroot are just they're kind of utility.
If you let yourself have ethereals, you can have 3 battalions, 1 Shaper and ethereal in each battalion.
Oh,
then
there
you
you
can
go.
have 18 troop slots.
I mean,
you can,
you can also ox an extra like.
You guys
squad.
are just still talking about this.
Like you have a
I love
third
how
detachment.
I gave a real answer, and then both of them were like, okay, all they're thinking about the whole time is that it'll go to ridiculously. Well, look, you know what? You guys are doing. You guys are asking how to do an all-Kroot. That's what he asked. So
I'm saying we're staying true to the
you
Kroot.
guys.
That was the only question. You're going off the rails here.
I'm going off the rails.
Like trying to figure out how to make it work in the game. They don't care about that. They just want to play it legally.
They need to bring back the Narlox and.
Yeah. Thanks, Sean. My throwout is rattling and pedal engagement is super high, so I'm planning to replace the clutch soon. Can I reuse the pressure plate bolts? Go Tau. All right, this is a throwback.
So confused.
This is a throwback to 2.5 years ago, 2 years ago.
That's why I don't get it.
Where we had a person asking us all kinds of car talk questions, and we always gave the worst possible answer, like 3D print plastic parts and duct tape them into your car. So the row out, I don't know what that is, but that's okay. We'll figure this out. Is rattling and pedal engagement is super high. So you have a touchy pedal. Planning to replace the clutch soon. Can I reuse the pressure plate bolts?
You gotta.
Yeah, why not? Right? You got bolts. Use the bolts.
Yeah. You gotta reel in that throw out and throw it back in, and maybe some plastic glue.
Right?
Stop the rattling.
Plastic glue should stop the rattling.
Probably a lot of metal components.
No, Zach, come on.
Look, he's still
Japanese
using.
car. It's all
He's
plastic.
still using the throw out that they told him to 3D print
Right?
a couple years ago.
Yeah.
It's gonna be plastic.
They last for a long time. 3D
It's
printed
true.
throwouts?
Yeah.
Never throw those out.
Don't throw it back in. Yeah.
All right, good advice. You heard it here first, folks.
Thanks, James. Hey, Titans. What do you think of my Titans Legions list? Titan Legion list. 1 Warhound Titan. 1 My Fragile Ego. 1 A Lot of Money.
Did something happen to a Warhound Titan?
Now, here's the problem, James. You are in Australia, and I know that because you paid in Australian dollars. And you can't buy Forge World in Australia because it costs more money than the GDP of Australia. So,
Savage.
that's the problem.
I love it.
Yeah, James.
There you go. It's too expensive in Australia. I hear it's like 10 times the price. Literally 10 times the price. In Australia. That's what I've heard.
Damn it! Look at this.
Yeah.
Thanks, Damn it. Damn it, I wrote your name on a sticker today. Just want you to know that.
Whoa.
You ever think about how odd it is that John is now just a staple of Titan's crew? That's not odd.
Whoa.
And no longer just a guest star brought in to remind chat that every other Titan is only 4 inches tall. Glad to have you, John.
That was the original plan. I was just like, that was the reason, and I'm glad that I'm more of a full-time guest. I've always been here in everyone's hearts, though.
Yeah.
I'm really glad we have you, John.
Yeah, John. You're great to play against.
That means a lot.
And you too, Zach. I think both of you
Dude,
have been
Zach?
excellent additions to
Zach
the
is
team.
hilarious. Oh, I was cracking up Tuesday. He's so.
I was cracking up today with both of you.
Oh my gosh.
I actually couldn't look at Bridger without laughing. It was
I know.
So funny.
Chat probably thought we were crazy and
It's
like.
good that we enjoy our own content because if we don't, who will?
That's true.
Yeah. True.
All right. We're almost at the finish line. Thanks again, Damonit. Bridger, I'm at 118 sisters right now. List still needs some tweaking, though. Won't be ready for Adepticon, but I'm coming for you. I declare war on you, sir.
Wow.
No
Strong
brothers.
words.
We are... I think somebody representing Titans will be at Adepticon. I am in great doubt that person will be me.
Adrian seemed kind of excited like the other day about Adepticon, and when there's excitement, who knows? Maybe
Zach, I'm going to
a
ask
few
you
of us.
live on air.
Would you go?
Can't take it back. Would you be willing to go to Adepticon?
I am currently on the Age of Sigmar's champion waiting list. Trying
Oh,
to
there's
get
a
a
waiting
ticket.
list.
So yes, you would be interested?
I would go, but I would also go. Yeah, I would go. I would go. Like I said, I bought I got on
I'm
the
gonna
waiting
hold you
list
to it.
for that. But if there's a reason to go for the booth or something like that, I would go. Sure,
Okay.
Cool.
travel's fun.
That means 40K has a wait list for sure then, right?
Probably.
That sucks.
Yeah,
That would be the reason why I would want to go.
Well, we are like West Coast event people out here because we're on the West Coast, so we sleep on a lot of these, I think, and then we forget that, wow, Adepticon is huge.
Huge.
It's huge.
It's
Massive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because it's like 2 months away, right? 2 months away?
Yeah.
It's for
Yeah,
sure
that sounds
booked.
right.
It's March.
Yeah.
I know we're going to BAO because that's like right around the.
That's right.
I
in our
have my-
backyard.
It's
my
also, yeah,
AOS
like
my AOS ticket for that.
I didn't buy a ticket for that.
if you had a ticket like 2 years ago,
I did.
then it carries
Excellent.
over. Yeah, just check your
Probably
email.
won't play though.
Oh, so I now have 2 tickets. You're telling me?
That happened to me a lot. When we came back from COVID, I had like 2-3 LVO tickets.
Okay.
And then
So-
he didn't play.
I didn't play.
No, I would like to go to more of these events. I'd like to. I want to see GW release their schedule. I have like a Southwest airline credit that I need to use to go to some event,
Okay.
and I was gonna wait to see GW's offerings. You know, Frontline's doing East Coast and stuff now.
Yeah.
Wouldn't mind flying out to one of them. I gotta keep an eye on things.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jacob. I just played Necrons versus the new Tau, and I think at this rate, I'm done with 40K till Necrons get more tabled in 3 turns. What? So much for Silver Tide.
Really? Okay. So, unfortunately, failed with Silver Tide against Tau. I was actually interested about this. Like, can they survive Tau by, like, I don't know, reanimation, spamming Silver Tide, a lot of scarabs?
I don't think there's any army in the game right now
no
that can
play.
stand in the open and try to be more durable than Tau can.
No, I don't think so. I mean, you've seen how much of my shooting I don't use, or how I'll do something like put
Right.
one unit in, the broadside.
I mean, like, reanimating onto objectives and things like
Yeah.
that. Like, that kind of play?
No.
Not even a little bit?
Everything that's in line of sight is dead.
Yeah.
That's my rule of thumb for Tau.
Now, John's point, though, you're not wrong. You want to be careful, like shooting them out of line of sight with smart missiles, where you might not kill a unit, but do some, and then give them extra movement.
Yeah.
So the Tau player will have to make sure they learn about that and handle that correctly. But yeah, I don't know what can sit out in the open and survive.
Nothing.
Honestly, it's even hard to just survive broadsides.
Right.
It's classic Tau. I mean, it's the same thing in 8th, so, I mean, you can't really be surprised that it's more of the same.
Yeah.
It's quite impressive.
Thanks again, damn it. So car battery got put in the car reversed. That
No,
sounds bad.
No good.
We have a new battery in it, but it still won't turn on, but the tail light dash comes on. Any advice? Buy a new car, it's totaled.
Wait, actually, I think you're lying, but it sounds like the battery's working.
No, Zach, it's totaled.
No, the battery works.
No, they totaled it.
But if the car won't start, then it's a problem with the starter or the alternator.
Zach, do you know what totaled means?
Does
The
he-
whole car is bad.
You're the one saying totally. I know that you're saying that. I'm suggesting you're wrong, but also I know, damn it, it's just trolling us.
I know what to do with the taillights, though. You have 2 taillights.
Okay.
Cut your losses. Put one in the front, one in the back. Now you got lights in front and back. You're good.
This is the kind of advice we need on Tabletop Titans Car Talk.
Yeah.
Car Titans. Zach, get out of here with your attempt at actual advice.
Well, no, okay. I have real advice for real.
Okay.
If the car battery got put in reverse, all you have to do is reverse all the other
Reverse
parts.
the car.
You have to reverse
the rest of the car.
The rest of the car. And then the polarity should line up.
Yes. Deconstruct your car.
Reverse all
around
the
the
things.
battery.
But the hardest part of this, you got to mark your wheels because you need to know which tire needs to go on the new side.
Because if you screw that up.
If you just put them off to the side, then you have to trial and error.
That's, they call that aligning your tires.
Yeah,
you got to go get your tire
alignment. You have to move the tires from the back to the front, and you have to also crisscross them. Yeah. But you have to write on them.
Because they get magnetized from the car battery. Yeah. So you really got to keep that.
But you need to reverse. It looks like you just need to reverse the rest of your car components.
There you go. All right. Thanks, Max. Here's a fun hobby question. I'm building Banshees. I'm surprised by how much I enjoy the kit. What has been your favorite kit in 40K and why?
Ooh, this is a good question. Banshees are amazing. It's a great kit, especially Jane Czar.
Yeah.
Very close to one of my favorites. I can't say it's my favorite, but shoot, what is?
For me, I can go first. I think the kit I've enjoyed the most working with, honestly, is probably a Tau stealth suit. It's very
love stealth suits.
It paints up very easily, paints up very quick. I have a bunch kind of in airbrush ready to go. I can pull them out and just finish them up in about an hour. It's a nice, easy kit to work with. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like not too small to be like a little infantry, but it's big enough that it's also not too big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the Assault Intercessor kit was like very chill. It was a chill kit. I made a lot of those.
The new Primaris kits are great.
They're very, they kind of just glide together.
The Redemptor Dread kit is great.
It's okay. It's better than the Invictor.
You guys aren't choosing characters or anything? Actual, like, does
I guess actual cool, fun.
Because I played against.
Gilliman's
have you guys seen
kids.
Brian's new Helbricht?
Oh, he's very cool.
It's super dope.
He's cool.
I think that's my favorite model. Painted right, it looks gorgeous.
Silent King's cool.
I guess I'm kind of imagining like working with them.
I see.
As opposed to just like they're there and they're up and they're cool. I mean, I think the Yinkon, right? The Yinkarn is great.
Yeah, Yinkarn, yeah.
Yeah,
the Y-Con.
The Yinkarn is great.
As
far as like most beautiful model in the 40K line, probably that for me.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, this is the last super chat. We're not doing it anymore. If you super chat, we're not reading it. We're going home. So don't super chat. Thanks, Magnus. My bad. For the Terminus Est, wouldn't run that many Poxwalkers. Want it for deep striking Marines with reserves. Make them get normal deep strike. That or the T5 version character option plus Plague Marines. So this is still Plague Marine spam.
Yeah. I mean, yes. So I think when our conversation was like, oh, Terminus Est, let's have Poxwalkers. They're just going to get shot. Mm-hmm. He's saying, oh, I wouldn't bring Poxwalkers.
You'd just use it to deep strike.
Yeah. You would really use it for the infantry Plague Marines. That's cool.
I would go for the Contagion that gives you 1 AP on your bolters because, to be honest, when you have 70 Plague Marines, it adds up. Although they can't all be in line of sight, so maybe not. You're not actually going to shoot very many every turn.
Yeah.
I take it back.
It's definitely like a weird
I know what I would do. It's the Wretched, and you make one super dope Plague Caster. Mm-hmm. He's the only output for your entire army, but he's cool.
Yeah.
And then you have 70 Plague Marines to play the game.
Cool.
That's what I'm going with. This is just 15 variant characters. I don't acknowledge this. This 15 voted variant stuff. Damn it, no. No.
Don't read it. Don't read it. Don't you dare.
No. The 15 voted variant, I've never seen it happen. Nobody owns that many Death Guard characters. Nobody's done it. Nobody's ever done that before. I've never seen it.
There's much assassinate points.
It's a lot of assassinate points. Most of them are psychers. It gives up a lot of... we're not okay.
That's 45 assassinate.
Well, calm down, John. All right. I don't know. I've never seen it. Nobody owns that. Legitimately, I know a lot of people who own Death Guard, and I've never seen somebody who has 15 voted variant. That's their, semi-elite characters. It's like the Flame Guy.
Yeah.
the Blightbringer, the Grenade guy, right? It's all of their like lieutenants. They just have like 100 lieutenants. Apparently Magnus owns 15-footed Virion.
There we go.
I don't know what it does. What does it do? I don't, like, I know you're allowed to do it. I've just never seen it.
It's just a lot of, I don't know, it's a lot of single body dudes. I think he's just trying to play the game. I don't know.
But how do you play the game with that?
They do have a secondary where if you hold things or if you're in certain places with Astartes, you know.
At the end of the game.
At the end of the game.
Yeah.
With 15, you might make it with a couple of them.
No.
You only need one in each quarter or something, right?
They're like
Boom.
Points per model, very expensive. Compared to any other model in the army. Yeah. They're pretty expensive per model. Anyway, everybody's telling us to go to sleep.
Go to bed, Rich.
And I think they're not wrong.
Oh, God.
Nope, just don't worry. Don't acknowledge it. I think that's, we had a good stream. How late is it, Zach?
It's late.
God. Is it later than the last Tuesday?
We're going home today, though.
Okay, cool. Are we going to make it home today?
No, I will not be home today, but
we all matched, which was cool.
Been a great stream.
Amazing.
Good, it was a good game. We had a good time, answered a lot of questions. Tower really strong, and nobody's arguing with that.
And everyone's getting practice with Tau. It's going to get better on the channel. We'll have another test run on Saturday. Grey Knights versus Tau. Tune in then.
We'll catch you next time on the tabletop.